Students, our next topic is Arrhenius equation. Actually, Arrhenius proposed a quantitative relationship between rate constant and temperature as K equals to A e की power minus EA upon RT, where A equals to Arrhenius factor or frequency factor or pre-exponential form. And students, you know very well what is EA, that is activation energy. R is a gas constant. Actually, student, this equation is called Arrhenius equation, and we can say that these are the collectively called Arrhenius parameter. These are Arrhenius parameters. The factor e power minus EA upon RT corresponds to the fraction of molecules that have energy greater than EA, and T is the absolute temperature. Now student, taking the logarithm, you can see like that ln K equals to ln A minus EA upon 1 upon T, and student, converting ln to log, or ln to log, then multiplied by 2.303 log K equals to 2.303 log A minus EA upon RT, dividing each side by 2.303, then we get log K equals to log A minus EA upon 2.303 RT. Okay students, now student, it is clear that by increasing the temperature or by decreasing activation energy will result in an increase in rate of reaction. Okay students, so how we calculate EA and A from that equation? See here students, EA and A can be determined by measuring the values of rate constant at two different temperatures. Let K1 and K2 are the rate constant for the reaction at two different temperatures T1 and T2 respectively. Log K1 equals to log A minus EA upon 2.303 RT1, equation number first, and second log K2 equals to log A minus EA upon 2.303 RT2. Now student, equation number second minus equation number first. So we get log K2 minus K1 equals to EA upon 2.303 R. This is we take here common, and we get 1 minus T1 minus 1 upon T2. Now you know the students, log m minus log n equals to log m by n, so that log K2 minus K1 equals to log K2 upon K1 is equal to EA upon 2.303 R 1 upon T1 minus 1 upon T2. We can write it like that: log K2 minus log K2 upon K1 equals to EA upon 2.303 R T2 minus T1 upon T1 into T2. So student, by using this we can solve many numericals like that. For a decomposition reaction, the values of rate constant at two different temperatures are given. K1 equals to 2.15 into 10 to the power minus 8 second inverse at 650 Kelvin, and K2 equals to 2.39 into 10 to the power minus 7 second inverse at 700 Kelvin. Calculate the activation energy for the reaction. Students, we know that log K2 upon K1 equals to EA upon 2.303 R 1 upon T1 minus 1 upon T2. Student, we know from this question K1 equals to 2.15 into 10 to the power minus 8 second inverse, and T1 equals to 650 Kelvin. Like that, K2 equals to 2.39 into 10 to the power minus 7 second inverse, and T2 equals to 700 Kelvin. Now substituting the value, then log 2.39 into 10 to the power minus 7 upon 2.15 into 10 to the power minus 8 equals to EA. You have to calculate the activation energy, so EA upon 2.303 and R equals to 8.314, and 1 upon T1 minus 1 upon T2. Now students, from here we get 1.0 46 equals to EA upon 2.303 into 8.314, and here 700 minus 650 upon 700 into 650. Solve this numerical. We get EA equals to 182254 joule per mole, or we can convert it into kilojoule. It becomes 182.254 kilojoule per mole. Okay students, so solve this type of numerical in this manner. Now the second numerical is like that. The first order rate constant for decomposition of ethyl iodide by the reaction C2H5I gas gives C2H4 gas plus HI gas at 600 Kelvin is 1.60 into 10 to the power minus 5 second inverse. Its energy of activation is 209 kilojoule. Calculate the rate constant. So here we have given E equals to this, K1 equals to T1, K2 and T2. So now log K2 upon K1 equals to E upon 2.303 R 1 upon T1 minus 1 upon T2. Put the value log K2 upon 1.60 into 10 to the power minus 5 equals to 209 into 10 to the power 3 upon 2.303 into 8.314, 700 minus 600 and 700 into 600. Okay students, now solve this. We get K2 equals to 397.19 into 1.60 into 10 to the power minus 5, and K2 equals to 6.36 into 10 to the power minus 3 second inverse. So solve this type of numerical like this. Okay students. Friends, the last topic of this chapter is activation energy. You know activation energy is represented by EA. We are quite familiar with the chemical reactions such as burning of coal gas in air or combustion of carbon or combination of hydrogen and oxygen gases, which do not occur unless some energy in one form or other is supplied to reaching the system. Thus, some extra energy has to be supplied to the reactants to bring their energy equal to threshold energy. So students, this excess energy which must be supplied to the reactants to undergo chemical reaction is called activation energy. So we can write that activation energy is equal to E threshold energy minus E reactant energy. So this is the difference between the threshold energy and reactant energy. Each reaction has a definite value of activation energy that decides the fraction of total collision which are effective. If, listen carefully, if the activation energy for a reaction is low, then large number of molecules can have this energy, so the fraction of effective collision, so F will be large. It means the reaction will proceed at a fast speed or at a high rate. On the other hand, if the activation energy is high, then the fraction of effective collision will be small, then the reaction may be quite slow and the rate of reaction is slow. Okay student, so if we talk about the progress of a reaction or on what is exothermic reaction and what is endothermic reaction on the basis of activation energy, then how we will define it. Okay student, let's see here. Student, consider a reversible reaction A plus B reversible C plus D. Just as activation energy is required for forward reaction, activation energy is also required for the backward reaction. During the process of the reaction, the reactant molecules in the forward direction and the product molecules in the backward direction follow the same path and form the same activated complex. Students, you can see that this is the figure. You can see these figure in the book. It is clear. Okay, this is the figure. You can see how it is represented. It is clear from that figure that the reactant molecules, you can see this is the graph between progress of reaction and energy. Okay, so you can see that the reactant molecules in the forward direction and the product molecule in the backward direction have to pass through the same transition state, even through the activation energy. But mathematically you can see that what is delta H equals to EA forward minus EA backward, change in activation energy. If we talk about exothermic reaction, so you can see in this figure that activation energy for the forward reaction, this is the activation energy for the forward reaction, and this is the activation energy for the backward reaction. Then the activation energy for the backward reaction is greater than the activation energy in the forward reaction for exothermic process. So here delta H equals to minus del energy. Why? Because we know that delta H is equal to forward minus backward. Here for the exothermic reaction, the value of forward reaction is less in comparison to the backward reaction, so delta H means enthalpy equals to negatively charged. On the other hand, for endothermic reaction, you can see in this diagram the activation energy for the forward reaction is greater than the activation energy of the backward reaction, so delta H should be positive. So it is endothermic reaction. Okay student, so we can define exothermic and endothermic reaction on the basis of the activation energy. Okay student, with this topic, your chapter number 4, that is chemical kinetics, has been finished. Okay students, so study this chapter again from your book only. If you feel any problem, any query, any doubt, then consult to me. Okay students, thank you.